Okay, sorry for the blurry video. Like I said, this is really hard to keep in focus. But this is what it looks like after I cut it off. Like I said, this end is going to be a little bit rough. I'm going to have to file that a little bit. But you can see I just scalloped away those pieces right there. And what I'll do is I'll just take that little chisel tool I have, and I'll be able to pick out the centers of those two scallops. And yeah, I'll just do a little work on this with a file, and I'll show you the finished product here in just a little bit. Okay, I've removed the wheels from the Camaro. Nothing special there. I just nipped the tabs off with a little chisel tool, and I laid in the axle tubes in this car. Now, like I said, they're just sitting in there, but I wanted to show you how much I'm going to be actually widening out this car, because I based the width, of course, off the Shelby, and you can see that it's going to put the wheels out a bit wider than they were on the original Camaro. Now, these tubes right now are not setting down in the chassis. You can see they're raised up. They're just sitting up in there. So what I'll have to do is I'm going to take my my cutoff wheel, and I'm just going to run that very lightly across where it will sit, and just clean out a little bit of material in both those grooves where the axle will sit, until I can get the axle tube sitting down on the base of the chassis. So that would probably be tricky for me to do on camera, so I'm going to do that, and then I'll show you the results once it's ready. And here the axle tubes are sitting in the chassis. It's really hard to see, and they are just sitting. I really wish I could keep my focus here. It's very tricky to show you just exactly how deep they are in there, but that's a pretty good angle. You can see I've gotten them right sitting down in there where the original axles were. And again, like I said, I just took my cutoff wheel and just ran it through there to clear away material, and I took a small file and cleared out anything that was left. This is about where I want the axle tubes to be before I start messing around with the wheels. Yeah, and that'll probably be it for tonight. I don't really. I'll get into what I do with the axles and stuff on the next video, and then we'll get into gluing them in and sanding and all that other fun stuff. So again, thank you for following along with this. I'm really enjoying doing these videos, and I'm hoping that it helps some people. That's really my main goal. In the background here, you can see I might be building some hot rods and some like cars of the 50s kind of deal. That's kind of the plan for the initial race on my track after I move my track. I'm probably going to be posting something on Redline Derby, and it'll probably be a drag race style deal, and I'll probably do it over Labor Day weekend, because Labor Day weekend is when the U.S. Nationals take place, which is pretty much the biggest drag race in the U.S. And it's just kind of cool to do a race at that same time. So the race will probably consist of open, fenderless hot rods, and probably 1950s cars also. There'll probably be a 60-gram limit. I'm not sure on the length limit yet, But yeah, this is just a 32 Ford, and with a slightly adjusted engine. Is one again, an old project I just had laying on my desk, and I might work on this one for showing you how to modify the bodies, because these 32 castings are actually too wide. The real cars are actually much narrower than this, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I get into with that. But I just wanted to reference that and just to kind of put the word out there that I will probably be hosting a drag race style race over Labor Day weekend. But for now, thank you for following along. I hope this video has helped, and I'll be fitting the wheels to the axles tomorrow, and maybe even gluing in the axles with the wheels, because they have to be glued in before I can sand them. So we might get into doing some polishing, some axle polishing tomorrow, and fitting the wheels. So thank you, and keep the questions coming, keep the comments coming. I'm really enjoying this. So yeah, have a good night, and I will see you in lane 2.